These are lamps. Weird. And this is what we're making. Now, this was the first one, and we ironed out all the kinks because there was a lot to figure out. A couple of headaches, some learned lessons, but we're gonna put this one together. So this beautiful piece of ugly wood was the guinea pig for our base design. You know what's fun? Not this. So, this wobbles. And it's because it's a little off balanced, and I have to fix that. That doesn't mean I'm happy about having to do so. I mean, at this point, I'm kind of experimenting on the best way to do this, because I don't actually know.
These my dollars make it hurt.
We're gonna go ahead and build some lamps. This is the general design for the base, but this is a small version. It's gonna be about 12 inches around 11 and a half. And about a foot tall, and then it's gonna have about 40 inches of poles sitting on top of that. Start taking these apart. Okay. Look, my shop's a mess, as usual. Let's go ahead and get it cleaned up. Here it is, in all its glory. I think you can figure out where this is going. So this was the original design. At least the overall layout, which is this cone shapey thing. And then after just kind of messing with it, we came to the final shape. So, this is it. I'm not looking forward to turning this thing. It's big and wobbly, and I don't particularly care for that. But we're gonna do it anyways. This week really has gone swimmingly. Broken 2 blades. Had some issues with my lathe, just chewing shit up left and right. And this was the only blade I have, and it doesn't even work right. It wobbles. So my drill press was set up to bore the holes in the lamp rods with a special jig, and I needed the drill press to use the large Forstner bit on the bottom of the base to mount it to the lathe chuck. But I didn't want to disassemble the jig, so I decided to move on to the lamp rods first. Do not wear gloves while turning or operating most equipment. I'm only wearing a glove because my hand was injured recently and I'm trying to keep my bandages clean and my wounds dust-free. Turning makes a lot of mess. Do not wear gloves. They're dangerous. They can catch in tools and rip off and get your hands caught, and it'd be no bueno. That's why I can't have nice things. I may have just smooshed my hair past that, and that was a little terrifying. It isn't like perfect. I've got a little lip here, but I'm okay with that. A little bit of pressure and some glue. Mine will just about disappear. So we are going to push it up like that, and then we'll turn it around, feed from that way. I learned this the hard way the first time. I learned a lot of things the hard way, like this is really hard to get out once it's stuck, and that these things want to spin, and if you don't have something to protect your hand, it's gonna catch. Let's get it. I don't know, it looks like my base, which I have adjusted a handful of times, is a little crooked. Well, we're just gonna do the most reasonable thing I could think of, and we're just gonna send it.
You guys silly? I'm still gonna send it.
Okay, the second thing we're gonna do is put on some headphones. That squeal is atrocious. All right, we got the first one done. It's using a 3/8 inch bit. I think we talked about that. There's a little spot right here because as the bit was going, just kind of like I was expecting, it was boring at an angle. So it barely started to chip out and I was able to slow down before it got that far. So it went in from the other way and now we have a clear hole. So we're gonna do that again, get the second one done, then we can move on to the big boy. Now that we're working on the base, I wanted to replicate the other base to the best of my ability, so I needed a way to copy the shape. A flashlight and tracing the shadow was what I came up with in a pinch. The first one was too large, so I copied and printed a smaller version and got it on some plywood and cleaned it up for use. Our shadow thing turned out, we have a basic profile. It's not perfect, it's not identical, but it's close enough to get us there. Let's go strap this sucker in. All right, time to do some wobbly shit. All right, so we got a little recess at the bottom, a groove for the wire. Now we need to bore out our center hole. I have two bits here, and I found two different things. This twist bit here did a much better job boring out the holes for these rods, but this auger bit did a much better job and was a lot easier to use with the drill to run through the base. So I'm kind of glad that I went and bought both. When I was doing the last one, it got stuck big time and it's a pain in the ass to get out. So clear your chips often. I ended up having to put the screw in a vise and then twisting it off by hand. This is gonna wander. I may have bent it just ever so slightly, but that's okay. We're gonna go ahead and get all this junk out of the way. All right, we're through. Oh, well, hot damn. That turned out a lot straighter than last time. Center, semi-center. So it didn't wander too far. Not that it mattered all that much, but now we get to start putting some electrical shit together. Time to assemble. All right, I'll turn the cameras off. Wife saved the day. Now I need to build my little clampy do. Stupid fucking little cap. Okay, we're gonna start with the bottom. Glue there, no glue there. Now I need help. Yanni, would you come help me, please?
Oh gosh, you let go of that before I grabbed it.
Sorry. I was like, you had your hand out. I was like, okay, she's ready for it.
I was not. Yeah.
What is it not touching? The ground?
Your face.
I don't even get how that makes sense.
It's
Neither
not
does your
supposed
face.
to- Wow!
How?
Does your face not make sense? I don't know.
That's just rude.
So is your face.
Lily, you should just stop.
Hopefully my battery for my voice thingy lasts long enough, but we're done. Stay. Everything's all glued up. Right, they are pretty close. This one is a little nubblier in both regards. Right here and right here. This is higher up. But I didn't have a template for either one. I had one sort of for this one, but it was only haphazardly put together. All right, let's get it installed. One thing I will say is I think the cable's too short. Now that's my own doing because I didn't want to buy this in pieces. All right, I want to take a look to see how it looks. Few takeaways for this project. It's a great one-day build as long as if you have a large block for your base to start, that will get you there faster. Otherwise, you gotta wait for the glue up. But being able to turn all three pieces in the same day, get it assembled and ready is actually pretty neat. It's nice being able to start and finish something in the same sequence. A lot of the last few projects, like the shoebox or the rocking chair, were time consuming. They were ones that did just weeks coming together. So it was really nice being able to do something quick. The lamps turned out great. I do have a few complaints. The first being the way it is joined together. Now I have done my best to be as precise as I could with my turning measurements, but having the connection point between these two here and the base and the bottom was something that you wanted to dial in. I measured it, I did it, and it's close, but like it's a 30-second off, so I can still feel it. And I can't turn both of them at the same time to sand it. Now, if I were to finish this a different way, it would work out because I could glue it up without finish and then I can sand the transition points, and that might be a better way to do it. The second part would be the way it is put together. Right now, if I wanted to build and ship this, I don't have a method of installation for a client. It's great that it breaks down into pieces because that puts the box at a much smaller size, being like the tallest piece being 21 inches or something. And because I've got it clamped and glued, that doesn't really work well for a client. So I'm going to be looking into a threaded system where I can basically glue two parts inside the connection points, where I can basically just thread the piece together so that it can be finished and then sent to a client. They can just basically screw it together. Once I have all that set up, if you're interested, I will be selling these on my website or my Etsy store. I can expedite that process if you leave a comment down below saying that you're interested in picking up some lamps. As always, thanks for tagging along, hanging out. I'm going to be making some of Kratos's weapons from the God of War as an upcoming build, so I'm kind of excited about that, also kind of dreading it. The axe is going to be first, and then the blades with the chains to follow, which means I have to do a lot of chain work like I did with the flail. So we'll see how that's going to go. And I'm going to be working on the rocking chair intermittently, hoping to get that out in a couple weeks, because the first one tanked. I don't know if I don't know if I've shown you guys. Let's take a look. It turned out pretty good. It just has issues. There's some stuff I didn't finish and some stuff that tore out up there, and shaping and rocking and everything else. So it has its moments. Being my first and a prototype, it's okay. But the second one's coming along a lot better. It's just the timing to get it out with videos and staying regular, eat your fiber, is challenging to do on a weekly basis. So I have to have like other builds, like 1-day builds that I can do to break up all this other stuff. I'm just rambling. I'll see you on the next one. I wonder how many other creators just kind of sit and talk, waiting to find something that comes to a thing with words.